It's December 14th, or December 15th, 14th or 15th. I believe it's the 14th today. The Michigan muzzleloader season ends tomorrow. This is my first time out this year with the muzzleloader, and basically I'm on a doe mission. That's all I want to do today, really. Getting in here was quite a deal. I'm sitting back in the swamp here, and just a deer blind that we have back here, and it's in this swamp back here, and there's one good shooting lane that goes all the way back to the back of the property. So I can probably see 120, 130 yards back through this swamp. So I threw out a little bit of corn the last few days to try to get them in here. So I'm hoping there'll be something back in here this morning. Just like I said, I'm looking for a doe. I got a doe tag left. I do have a buck tag left, but I pulled the camera pictures, man, and I haven't had a buck on that camera in weeks. So I have almost no confidence in seeing a buck this morning. So I'm just looking to fill my doe tag. If a nice buck shows up, I'll shoot him. But I'm just looking to fill my doe tag this morning, and then maybe I'll try to get out with my bow the last week before New Year's and the season closes. But likely I'll probably just shoot this doe and call it a year. So yeah, it's nothing fancy this morning. I just figured I'd come out and try to fill my last doe tag, and nothing fancy. I'm trying to stay warm. It's almost 0 degrees outside, so I decided to sit this blind, and I got a heater in here, so I'll fire up the heater and kind of do some cushy hunting this morning. But when it's this cold out, I can't complain. I got coffee sitting here, and I'm gonna get comfortable, and hopefully after first light, it won't take long, and we'll be able to fill the doe tag and take care of that. So I'm gonna sit tight, and hopefully we can make something happen quick and easy this morning. I love shooting does, so it doesn't bother me to come out and fill a tag. Alright, it's 7:40 right now, and it's still getting light out. Definitely can't shoot yet, but I can now see that there's at least 2 deer. There's 2 deer out at the bait right now, hitting the corn. And I got a glimpse of 2 other deer kind of moving through the woods earlier. At the same time I saw these deer, so I know there's at least 4 deer out around me and right now. So I just gotta wait now until it starts getting light enough to where I can see what those deer are, and then I'm just gonna let it get light out. I don't expect them to go anywhere. It's cold. They got corn there, so I don't anticipate them leaving anytime soon. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it get light out, and then check and make sure that there's a good mature doe out there. So, but the one looks like a pretty good sized deer. Looks like maybe a doe with a yearling fawn, so, or like a 1-year-old fawn. So, but it's too hard to tell yet at this point. So, and then the other one's moving through the woods. I don't know what those are. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and sit tight till light, and hopefully in the next 20 minutes or so, we'll have something on the ground. So we'll just see what happens. Pretty nice doe right there, mature doe. I can't get my camera on her though, so I think she's gonna just loop around and go right to the bait. So I think I'm just gonna let her go and hope that she works her way around to the bait side. Okay, so I'm still waiting for it to get light out to confirm that those are does, which they look like they are. I'm pretty sure that's a nice mature doe out with like a yearling fawn. I opened the window and stuck my gun out there just to see if I could get on him. And just that minute that the window was open, she threw her nose up and got nervous and walked into the woods. So I don't know if she smelled me that fast. It's very possible, maybe, I guess, but she just threw her nose up in the air right away and she turned and left. So it looks like the yearling is still down there, so that makes me think that she's not far away. So I closed the window right away, and I'm just gonna let it get light out now. I'm not gonna mess around anymore, so hopefully, I'm hoping that she just kind of stepped off to the side for a minute and she'll come right back to the bait, so. Definitely an immature doe out there. I think I'm pretty sure the one that lifted her nose up and stepped off into the woods is the mature doe with her, so. It's 8:15 right now, so I'm just going to hang out here and hope that the doe comes back. The fact that that fawn is still there makes me think that that doe can't be far away, so I'm just gonna sit tight. I think she just came out. Yeah, looks like a mature doe just came out. Yep. That's a mature doe. All right. I have no idea what happened, but they're both gone. I had a good broadside shot, so. I'll just give them a little bit of time and we'll see what happens, but I was right on her shoulder when I shot. It was just below her shoulder, so. We'll see what happens. Give her a little bit of time and then I'll go and check it out, so. I can't really tell by the footage, there's all this smoke. I can't tell. There's instant smoke and you can't tell if that bullet hits or not. But I'm just going to pack all my stuff up here, reload the muzzle loader, and head out there. So I'm hoping she won't be far and I got a good hit on her, but should be all set with a new charge. I don't go look for it. So I looked around the bait forever. I don't know. Well, I say forever, but I bet I messed around at the bait for probably 5 minutes, and I found a bunch of white hair on the ground, right where I thought was the point of impact where I shot her, and I hadn't nothing besides the white hair. And so I started kind of following tracks that looked like fresh tracks, kind of taking off running, and I could not find anything. I walked the first 5-10 yards from the bait, all in all directions, did not see anything. And so I just decided, you know, given my past experience with them not bleeding for whatever reason, I just decided to make a big loop out probably 40 yards from the bait. And I just made like a big half circle because I knew she came back this direction because she was facing that way, and I know she took off that way. So I just went out and did like a 40-yard like half circle and just kind of did a big loop, just trying to find and get on her track. And I just came across blood. Right here is the first spot of blood that I found, and it's looking good. You can see it in the right here, and there's just a trail now, a trail of blood right here. But I am looking back, I'm at least, I'd say I'm 25 yards from the bait, and it's like all of a sudden the blood just poured out. It goes from absolutely nothing to just a steady stream, which is so crazy to me. I'm always surprised at how this happens. But I'm looking around, and there's absolutely no blood anywhere here. I just did a couple loops before I started filming because I was curious to know where she actually came from. I wanted to backtrack her all the way back to the bait. But it's like literally, it goes from nothing to, you can see where she just opens up. And then it's just up there, it's just a steady stream. So she literally didn't bleed for the first 25 yards. So that's why I found it really beneficial. If you can't find anything at first impact shot in the first 5-10 yards, just do like a big semicircle. And I don't know how many times it saved me where I just did a big loop around and just looking really close, just happened upon the trail that they were on, you know, 40, 50 yards away from the impact shot, and you pick up their trail with all the blood. So it's looking pretty good so far. So I'm just gonna kind of ease my way up in here. Hopefully she's not far, but alright, so here's that blood I just found that literally started from nothing to blood. You can see it's just steady now. Just keeps right on going, so I'm gonna start following it here. That's what she did. She skirted right across it. I can't see her up ahead yet, but she kept going, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over where we got a little bridge across the creek so we can get to the other side of the property. So I'm gonna go ahead and cross over there. I'm hoping she's not far, but if it comes down to it, I might have to get a hold of the neighbors if she crossed onto his property. But I'm hoping, based on the amount of blood here, she won't be far, but I guess we'll see here. Okay, so I just came across the creek. Still steady blood. Came up on here. I don't know. Doesn't look like she bedded down here. It looks like she stood here and it was bleeding on pretty good. She just stood here for a minute. So it looks like it was just pouring out right here. Out on both sides. So I'm hoping that's a good sign that she won't be far. But we'll see here. Probably gonna shut the camera down here and just kind of slowly and quietly creep up from here because I might jump her up here. I'm getting close to the property line too, so I want to just kind of see what develops here. All right, so unfortunate update. I did make it. Tracked her. Steady blood. Dark blood, which I should have paid a little more attention to that, but there was so much blood that I thought maybe she didn't go far. So I tracked her and got to the property line. And she crossed the property line into the neighbor's property. And I'm standing there talking to my father-in-law to see if he knows who that guy is. Because according to Onyx, he doesn't live around here. So I didn't know if I could get a local contact or address to go talk to him. So my father-in-law wasn't sure who he was and never talked to him. So as I'm standing there talking to my father-in-law, I could the part I missed here is I spotted her right over the property line, probably 30 yards over the property line, and she's laying there. So I called my father-in-law to see about figuring out who the owner is, about crossing the property line to go get her. And as I'm doing that, and I'm talking to my father-in-law on the phone, she stands up, looks at me, and bolts out of there. Couldn't tell. She stood up, looked at me, and left. It was definitely her because I could see with my binoculars. I could see the bed, and there's blood in the bed. I couldn't tell where the blood was exactly because it's kind of in a hole, but I could see blood up high enough, like just from her laying there. She was bleeding into the snow that came up because she was laying up against like a little, I don't know, dirt mound or something, and there was blood into the dirt mound. So I can tell it was definitely her. But she took off like she was alive and well. So if I had to guess, I'd say more than likely it's back, probably in the liver or the guts. Based off the dark blood, I'm guessing that's probably the case. So with her laying there like that quick and laying there that long, with me standing there in full view of her 30 yards away, I don't think she's going to go very far and bed down again. So at this point, obviously, I got to back out, and I got to give her the day. So in the meantime, I'm gonna back up. Well, I'm already packed up, but I'm gonna head back to my 4-wheeler and give her the day. And in the meantime, I'm gonna try to figure out if I can get the other property owner's phone number. So I'm hoping I can track them down. If anything, I'll go around looking at Onyx. It looks like they got a camp over there or something. So I'm thinking if I can go over to like the neighbors or something, they probably know him, I'm sure, and might have his phone number or something. So I'm gonna do a little digging, a little research, but I'm pretty confident, more than likely, since he doesn't even live around here, I'm guessing he's gonna be fine at this point of the year with me just tracking her and finding her. So more than likely. But anyways, it'll be good to at least maybe get in contact with him, so at least I can exchange numbers with him, and so we don't have this issue again. I can just call him up if I need to or whatever. Same thing with him. So okay, so I don't know what time it is, but I think it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I shot that doe this morning, tracked her to the tractor, and then jumped her up on the neighbor's property, or over onto the neighbor's property. So did a little Google searching when I got home, and thankfully, good old Google, I found a phone number. Just kind of got lucky with a bunch of websites and found a last known phone number for the guy, and talked to him, got him on the phone. It was his number, and one of the nicest guys I've ever met or talked to on the phone. Is super nice guy. He was more than happy to give me permission to go and do what I got to do to find the deer. So in fact, he's actually up here today. He lives not in this area, so he was actually on his way out to head home today. He filled his tags already, so he wasn't hunting. He just came up. I don't know what he was doing up here, visiting family or shutting his camp down. I don't know, but I didn't ask him. But anyways, he was just heading out, and he said, yeah, feel free, have at it to go go find her. Hopefully you get her, and she's down quick. So he understood. He's like, we've all been there, so go ahead, do what you got to do. So super happy and thankful for that. So at least I can keep following her now. So I did get the deer cart here, and I got it here to the creek. So I'm just gonna leave it here now and go in and go after her. And I think my plan is right now, I'm hoping I gave her enough time. She's been laying for almost 6 hours now. So so I'm hoping that was enough time to get her to bed down again after I jumped her, and that she doesn't get back up. So I'm just gonna follow the trail, just really creep my way up. And I do have the muzzleloader with me, so if it comes down to it, even if I can see her and get her up and get another shot into her, hopefully that'll be all we need to do. So I'm gonna go pick up the track not far from here, and just kind of ease my way up in there. Okay, I probably tracked her another maybe 100 yards. It was pretty solid blood. Right up there. There she is right there. It doesn't look like she's moving. I've been looking and watching her. The way she's flopped over, I'm thinking she's probably all done, but I'm just gonna creep up really slow here, and hopefully she's all toast. So looks like we're all set. Yep, the shot was low, just like I expected. All set. All right, you got her. I'm gonna hook onto her and throw a tag on her. Find my way out of here. Thankfully, she didn't go too terribly far. Okay, cool. That's my tag. Got my antlerless tag filled for the year, so pumped about that. I'm glad that went way better than I expected. I thought she would have went a lot farther than this, but thankfully it looks like she ran here and bedded down, and she didn't leave since then. So I'm going to tag her and get her up out of here. So happy about that. Happy to have one more tag filled this year. I think that might do it for me. I got one buck tag left, and looking at our schedule, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done. I'll be able to hunt much anymore for the rest of the year. So, but hopefully, happy to get one down. I got my new Traditions muzzleloader. It was worked good. I like it. It's a nice setup. It's a break action with the 209 primer, and I don't know. I like it so far. I sighted it in earlier this week, and this is the first deer I took with it, and I'm happy with it. So it beats my old CVA I had. That's absolutely ancient. In fact, I forgot to clean it, and it locked up on me, and I can't even get the breech plug out. So I decided to just pull the trigger on a new muzzleloader, and I'm happy with it so far. So hopefully this isn't the first deer I take with it. So anyways, we're going to get her cleaned up and get her tagged and start the drag out of here. So we'll see how that goes.